Welcome, Bravehearts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm Dr. Daryl Wolf. It's Tuesday, okay? And it's 1 Eastern Standard Time. And I try to make it my goal to be on at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Tuesday. This is a live Q&A. So what do I mean by that? Well, I'm going to go on here and I'm going to talk about some things, try to stir the pot up a little bit, and then you're going to ask me questions or come on with suggestions or whatever. But I'm here to answer your questions. I'm live on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Facebook. And this is my studio, and this is as good as it gets. Every city I go into, every country I go into, I'll be in 8 different countries over the next 8 months. And I'll be teaching the New World Practitioner course, which is Whole Life Coach certification, Wolf Non-Surgical, and then we also have a women's pelvic restoration course. That's going to be done in all of the places. And we're going to be running in the new year, okay, Braveheart Circle courses all over the place, okay? These will be run by master practitioners, okay, that started off just like you. They were patients that became practitioners, and a lot of them are practitioners working on getting their doctorate in natural medicine or in indigenous medicine. Anyways, enough about that. This is today's live Q&A. I will go through the feed after I'm done doing my little rant, and then I'll answer any questions that you have. And I know it takes time for people to come on and then start actually really getting involved and asking questions, but we'll just take it a step at a time here, right? So let me just start off with this. Hey, do you know what's coming up? Halloween, okay? So it's trick or treat. Do you ever notice that in the words, they're trying to tell you something, trick or treat? Now, whether you believe this or not, okay, Halloween was really meant for only one thing, and that was to get you ready to become an alcoholic. I'm going to leave that with you for a few minutes, okay? And then you tell me that I'm wrong. It was meant to make you addicted to sugar for the rest of your life because sugar's worse than cocaine, and it is going to tear you apart, all right? Sugar's going to tear you apart, but it's part of your life. And they sneak it into everything, and you can't help it. You're addicted to it, okay? I get it. Okay, so here we go. In North America, we have a candy holiday. That would be Halloween, followed by a pie holiday. That would be Thanksgiving. And then we have a cookies and candy holiday. That would be Christmas. And then we have a boozer holiday, and that would be the New Year's, okay? And then we have a flu season rather than the sugar poisoning season, okay? So the reality is that's what's really going on. And I'm going to tell you something. God loved my mother, my father, and everybody's mother and father, and I was a father too. And you know what? We woke up and we stopped sending our kids to Halloween because it was actually killing them. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. Why don't you think about this? When's the last time that you got together and celebrated with family or friends and you didn't poison yourself or each other? You think it's hard to program a human being into a human doing? I mean, I joke about it, but the majority of the population, it's like they trigger us, right? It's like Pavlov's dog. They ring the bell and we go and eat, right? I make this joke about how you could step on the majority of the population's foot and their mouth would drop open. And you might say, that's not very nice of you, but guess what? It's all programming. I'm not downing anyone. I'm trying to tell you that every human being is a beautiful human being, but they might not have beautiful beliefs. They might have beliefs that are programmed in destroying themselves and their family. And you think about that. You think about that. Okay, I want you to do me a favor. I know you're busy. Okay, you're watching the news because you don't know what's going to happen. It's the end of the world as we know it for the millionth time. But Go into my library and take a look at the Rockefeller report. Now, that is a report that Rockefeller wrote, okay? And he wrote it and it wasn't supposed to get out into the public. So you're not going to find this. Go ahead, try to find it. You're not going to find it. This is the truth. And it's a masterclass. It's only 15 minutes. Go take a look at it. And he states in there that we will, do things like Halloween and birthdays, and every celebration will be a poisoning for the human beings. But the reality is this: we're going to teach the parents to, when their children are good, we're going to make sure that they poison them. So every time, oh, you were so good, mommy's going to poison you. If you behave yourself, mommy's going to poison you. Daddy's going to take you out to Dairy Queen. Okay, so the reality is everybody's so bloody programmed. We know it. And then we go and we do the alternative thing, like we go for coconut ice cream, which is better, but still not good for us. So you need to understand that. People say to me, Dr. Wolf, you're looking younger and younger. Well, let me tell you something. I'm getting smarter and smarter. I'm taking more of my nutraceuticals. I only eat one meal a day. Okay. So Lori and I, we've been working all day. Here's my blender drink. Okay. Strawberry blender drink. Whether you want to know this or not, I'll give you a tidbit. If you want to lose weight, then you make berry drinks, because berry drinks, okay, they have MCT in them, believe it or not. Strawberries, blueberries, blackberries. Use coconut oil, RC60 coconut oil, MCT C60 coconut oil is the best way to lose weight, because these things really turn on your mitochondria. And then let's call it this way, caloric bypass. We'll come back and talk about that in a bit, because right now we're busy burning up our bodies with sugar and putting more weight on, aren't we? So the reality is here, okay, so now we've got Halloween, okay? So we're going to go out with the kids probably, and they're going to get tons of sugar, tons of color dyes, tons of chemicals, tons of heavy metal poisoning. Okay, just so you know, that is Halloween. All right, they're going to be bouncing off the walls. A lot of them are going to get spanked. A lot of them are going to be put into their rooms, and a lot of them are going to go into depression. Oh yeah, kids get depressed after they go so high, they hit the ground hard. And understand, their adrenaline is going to be revved up until they finish that bag of candy, because that's what it does. It triggers your adrenals, doesn't trigger your dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. Okay, so they're not going to sleep right. They're going to wet the bed. They're going to have diarrhea. They're going to have cramping, and they're not going to feel very good. But don't worry. Then we'll get into the Thanksgiving, and that's more for the adults. That's where the adults can go and they can drink and they can overeat and they can get bloated and feel like they're going to have a heart attack after the meal. But we overeat and we don't eat that good there either. Okay? Then right after that, okay, because now we're getting all stressed out because there's wars all over the world. And where are we going to get the money to buy Christmas gifts? And we all feel so guilty because we want to do that, because we have to celebrate Christmas. We just have to, hell or high water. This has got to be a good Christmas. I think it's like the same thing as when people get married. It's only one day and they almost kill themselves over it. It's not that marriage that's the important thing. It's what happens after it, right? So the same thing with Christmas is we stress ourselves out completely. And then we buy food that we shouldn't eat. And we end up buying things for people that they don't use. I mean, we've been programmed, okay, to just consume. And we're not just consuming out there. We are being consumed by our choices. Our health is being consumed. Our finances are being consumed. And then our family's being consumed, because don't tell me that you're in a good mood. Don't tell me that you can be in a good mood and be stressed out over everything that's going on in the world. I'm going to tell you something right now. God love all the people in the world. My heart goes out to everyone. But I will not suffer. I will not complain, and I will not explain, because this whole thing that's going on, it's like Halloween. It's going to keep going because people forget. I can do a one a day here today and talk about how every celebration and every time we get together with our family and our friends, we're poisoning each other and oh yeah, really, I'm going to stop that. But see, we're habitual. And it's very difficult for people to stop their prominent dominant beliefs. And believe it or not, one of the most prominent dominant beliefs you have is self-poisoning, okay, and self-hate and self-loathing, okay, and self-disrespect. I could keep going if you wanted, because understand something. It's very difficult for people to make logical choices until they have unconditional love for themselves. And you better get that. But here's the deal. Let's go back to my story. So here's the deal. So go watch the Rockefeller Report and you'll see in there how he talks about this. We've got to get all the children to eat as much sugar as possible so we can rot out their teeth. Okay. And as soon as they rot out their teeth, then we'll get dentistry, which are, as far as I'm concerned, medical systems, the third main cause of death in North America. Guess what? I don't believe it. I believe if we saw the statistics, dentists would probably be third or maybe fourth. And the reality is this, you can't do all those root canals, but mainly you can't put all those silver fillings into all those children and adults' mouth and not have a Holocaust. So, a silver filling is 47% mercury. You're not allowed to have that in the environment. But now you've got landmines of mercury in your mouth. Oh, and guess what? First of all, we didn't get them to take enough sugar that it's going to rot out their teeth. Because understand something, sugar creates acidity. And guess what? That creates inflammation. And that can go to mutation. So the reason why you're losing your actual calcium from your teeth is to stop you from getting cancer. You heard what I just said. Sugar causes cancer. Sugar feeds cancer. It lights it up. Why do you think that they actually, to test someone to see where their cancer's at, they use radiated sugar? Because sugar will go into a cancer cell, okay? And cancer cells, okay, are you ready for this? They are addicted and they have a grab 100 times more than a normal cell on sugar. So that's where it's all going to go. And then when you do get tested with your cancer, okay, with your radiated sugar, just know that it can take stage 1 and blow it up to stage 3. And you weren't stage 3, but we know that sugar can cause more inflammation, and they're testing you for inflammation when they test your cancer. Did you know that? Did you know that? And then I'll tell people that cancer is an inflammation problem, and people will go, you don't know what you're talking about, Dr. Wolf. You're so stupid. Well, yeah, I guess I am. You know, call me whatever you want. But the reality is I'm going to keep everything that 1 and 1 are 2, not 11. Is that okay? So let's get back to the kids. So now the kids are going to eat all this sugar. They're not going to brush their teeth because mommy and daddy are exhausted. They can't be chasing them. And also the kids sneak the candy into their bedroom and underneath their pillow and underneath their bed, and they're sucking on it because they're addicted just like cocaine addicts. They're addicted like mom and dad are to their 1 glass of wine every day. You know, the reality is that everybody's addicted to sugar, okay? So now we rot the teeth out. Now we give them the silver fillings, which are actually 47% mercury. That goes in and that destroys their pineal gland. Okay, so now they don't have higher thinking, they don't have higher consciousness, and that's what it's all after. And you know, you can decalcify your pineal gland, and we know how to do it, and I really do. You know what? I'm going to tell you something right now. I don't care if people don't like me, but the truth needs to get out there, and the reality is this. Nobody offers as much money back guarantees in a clinic, in courses, in trainings than I do. And I have to do that because my mouth is so big. And the reality is I could play small, but I'm not going to play small because we're all pretending that we're family. We're all pretending that we love each other. And I call bullshit to almost everybody out there. And you know what? I'm telling you that right now because I am doing my best to love everybody on this planet. I may not like their beliefs, but I won't hate their beliefs because that means that I'd be punishing myself. And I am never going to be addicted to hate or anger or anything like that again. No matter where this planet goes in the next few years, most people are not prepared for this. Okay? But I'll tell you what you are prepared to do. Because you haven't learned how to calm down. Connect to your Lionheart breathing. You never did the couples connection with your wife or your husband or your son or your daughter or You never did the mirror work. You didn't get a love band, life band. And every time there was something that I was going to watch the news and I went, 3, 2, 1, I got this. I'm not going to. I'm going to do something for myself. I'm going to eat that. No, I'm not. I'm going to think, drink, and eat high vibrational. No, we're not doing Halloween. I would rather take and do something so special for my kids and do that. But no, you go ahead and you watch how many go out for Halloween. And understand this, parents are morons. They have moronic beliefs. I was a moron until I woke up, okay? And I was programmed to be a moron, and everybody has been programmed to be a moron. I don't want to get into all the other world things that are going on. Let's just try to see, you know what? Here's the deal. And guess what? Someday I will be known for this when I leave this planet. All he wanted to teach was unconditional love and care, because that means you wouldn't be terrorizing yourself and your family with all these poisons and all these addictions. All I wanted to teach, okay, was a perfect day from the moment you rise until you close your eyes, and teach people how to crack their own coconut from the inside out so that they're doing beautiful things for themselves. I'm going to tell you something. So far, every time I try to do something with the systems out there, I'm being blocked now. I am a target. Don't care. Don't really care. We'll figure our way around everything. But when I try to do anything that involves a system, Lori? Yeah. My name is a red flag. So understand that. And I'm not going to change. I'm not going to change for anybody. Okay. I'm going to keep on talking about unconditional love for myself, for you, and for everyone else. And that's where you need to go right now. And you need to mind your own business. And I mean that right now. Learn how to mind your own business. Learn how to create a perfect day. Try to calm yourself down and be very logical about things. Okay? So let me just say this. Okay? All right. So now I would like to see everyone take massive personal action. No sugar. No sugar. No sugar. You are going to watch. You are not going to not just bring it home. You are going to look at everything that you buy to see if they snuck it in there. What is wrong with us? Can you not protect yourself and your family? Do you not have enough respect for yourself? That is worse than cocaine. Just because it's everywhere, everybody eats it. Look there's a corner store on every corner because these psycho parasites are feeding off of your children. Let me see if you can not send your kids to the corner store anymore. Let's see if you can do that. Okay, I'm just so exhausted. Yeah, well, you're so exhausted because you got to have your alcohol, you got to have your bread, you got to have your sugar, and then also you're not in control of your own emotions. You buy into the world's whole trauma. Right now, the greatest soap opera in the world's going on, and people are buying into it, and we're not buying into it at all. I send love to everyone. I will never pick a side. You go ahead and pick a side. Go ahead. What's wrong with you picking a side? All you did was listen to somebody's opinion and they're a liar anyways, and then you picked a side, or you're a certain religion or you're a certain nationality. Kill the bastards. Yeah, right. I'm going to tell you something. Human beings are not the smartest species in the universe, and they're definitely not even the smartest species on this planet. Okay, until they have unconditional love and care for themselves and for everybody else. So now let's just talk about this. It's getting colder, isn't it? There's not as much fruit and vegetables out there, is there? Oh, they're gonna come after us again, isn't it? What time is it? What season is it, guys? It's flu season. Okay, it's flu season. And understand something. There's people on here, and the majority of the population don't even know that a virus can't jump 1 inch because it's not alive. If they would have looked in a dictionary, they would have noticed that it said what? Virus means, in Greek, toxin or poison. Really. When's the last time you saw a toxin or a poison jump 1 inch, less 6 feet? And there's never been a V that would set anybody free, okay? There's no such thing, okay? There's no such thing. And whether you believe this or not, I'll be putting this article up on all my platforms, and there's many of them, and I will also be putting it in my library. And understand something right now. Two of the main things to get rid of the contaminants created by this are called C60, okay, MCT oil C60, hemp oil C60, and humic fulvic. And guess who has the only humic fulvic made on this planet that is only filtered? No chemicals are used to break it down. That would be Dr. Detox. You can clear someone of all their symptoms if you want to front end load and go in hardcore. If anybody wants to call me at 469-861-8884 and you've got someone that's experiencing a really bad flu, or they've done this once, twice, or 3 times, 4 times, I promise you, I will not charge you. I will give you some advice, and it's not going to be trying to jam products down your throat. Understand something. The main thing that sets that off is stress. If these people stress out, they create an acidic environment that also creates the infection that creates the so-called virus. And understand this. Here's the definition of a real virus, because you can't tell me that they've never isolated a virus. They've never isolated HIV. They've never isolated COVID. I'm just going to say that. And guess what? I'm not trying to start trouble or controversy. Just show me it. Show me one paper. It's not true. What they do is they magnify things so big that they see garbage. And it's garbage. It's not. Virus is garbage. Okay, so here we go. Can people be affected from spike protein shedding? If you are unwell, if you are a low vibrational being. We are vibrational beings. I will never be, listen, I come and get involved with people that have had this more than I want to talk about, but I am not affected by it. I am a high vibrational electrical magnetic being. I drink right, think right, eat right. Okay? And understand something. I know that it's all about frequency. And guess what? If you didn't understand this, it's a frequency war going on right now, from blue light to 5G, 6G. Okay? Understand that. Now let's get back to the virus thing. There are 300 different chemicals in the human body. And these chemicals are solvents and soaps. And what they do is they go into your cells and they help to break down heavy metals, chemicals, and man-made poisons. How many people know here that your bacteria, the fungus in you, and the worms will not eat virus remnants because they're very toxic? And even a parasite, worm, bad bacteria, good bacteria, and fungi are smart enough to know that if they swallow the dead fragments that we're talking about, that you call viruses, or they call viruses, that they'll get sick and die. So the reality is the body has these solvents to go and break these up. And then guess what? Does anybody notice something? You got to drip it out. It's got to come out your butt. It's come out your vagina. It's got to drip out your ears, come out your eyes. It's got to come out your nose, or you got to cough it up. That's the deal. But here we go again. Okay. And you know what? It's going to continually happen. When this whole thing started, there's a whole group of us, okay, from the Truth About Cancer. Everybody was outraged. And then after a couple of years of this, you can't be outraged because you're just going to destroy yourself. It's like, we can't even do anything about it. How do you stop people from even having any logic anymore? They just don't. But watch this. Watch how many people come, okay? All right? How many children are overweight and sick that go out for Halloween? They get sicker. Parents don't even see it. Watch how many people sit down at the Thanksgiving dinner that are not just overweight, but obese, or have diabetes, or cancer, or heart disease. Do you want me to keep going here? And they just fill themselves up, and then they lay on the couch and they burp and they fart and they feel like they're going to die. We're so programmed. So there's Thanksgiving. So now people are going to start to get the flu, and it's all going to come on. And now we just gave these psychos more ammunition. And then here comes Christmas, where we got to get everything done, and the family's coming, and I can't afford to do this, I can't afford to do that, but I got to do this and I got to do that. It's all about the love for the family. And then guess what? Come January, well, especially this one, with all the things going on, because I don't watch the news. I don't participate in the news. I just send my love out. That's all I can do. I'm on my own business, okay? I'm not going to watch the news when I need to do my stretches. I'm not going to watch my news if I want to do an ultimate coffee enema or clapping. I'm not going to go watch the news or participate on the phone like this when I can go out swimming. Understand something. If I can take massive personal action at something, I'm going to do it. But don't you dare ask me to suffer or to get involved or to get a headache or to make myself sick because I can't do anything. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to buy into that. So here's the deal. Come January, from all the stress that's been going on. Oh, you had reprieve this summer. Oh yeah, they wanted to show you what freedom looks like. So they showed you what freedom looks like, and now they're going to take it away again. And then they're going to tell you, well, the only way we can give you freedom back is if you give up your freedoms. Oh, wow. And the majority is going to do it, but I'm never going to do it. I'm just letting the psychos and the government and the police and the army and the Navy and everybody else that thinks they're in power, that they will not have power over me, and I will never, ever conform to giving away my God-given right of being a human spirit. And I will go and move and do whatever I need to have my spirit flourish for the rest of my life. Thank you very much. So anyways, we're changing things in our business because we know that it's going to be harder for people to move around, and a lot of people aren't going to move around because they're going to buy into the whole scenario. And I'm hoping that the world tour takes place, you know. I mean, in January, we'll be in Mexico. I don't know, I'll get away with that one. We're doing a whole life coach, which everybody, I'll tell you right now, if you come and take my whole life coach, I will tell you by the third day, we will crack your coconut from the inside out, and you will never fall for this BS again. Until you have unconditional love for yourself, you can't say no to your family, your friends, or the world, because you're so desperate. We just suck on it like a large nipple. And unless you're going to love yourself, care for yourself, you want someone else to do it, but you don't even know because you've been programmed so well that you don't know that you're in hell. And that's it. I will never count on anyone to care for me or to fill up my heart. That will be never it, okay? I already asked Lori if she would wipe my bum when I get old, and she said no. So that means I have to get my act together and wipe my own butt, thank you very much, which means I'm going to have to eat right, think right, drink right, live right, love myself. Could you even love yourself today? Yeah. So I'm actually not here for the people that are asleep. I'm here for the people that are awake or almost awake that go, you know what? He's absolutely right. I'm not a sinner. I'm a winner. I'm not a loser. I just need to repeat things until I perfect them. Okay? The God that created the whole universe, my God, we have dumbed that down so badly. So badly. You know what? I don't care who the person is. I'd say 1 million people actually know what that is. It's a high vibrational frequency that doesn't have an emotional disorder and is not judging you on how you act, because anybody who comes down here has got to be insane. Because you come down here, it's so beautiful, isn't it? I mean, really, the planet's so beautiful. But then we find out that it's all these psychos and parasites that run it. But maybe what the game is that you're supposed to find unconditional love for yourself and rock your world. That's what maybe you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do. And that's what we're supposed to do. Oh, I was created by God. Everybody says, oh, I was created by God. I'm in the likeness of God. Oh, really? Really? Do you even know what that is? It's not something that judges you. It's so high vibrational that we're maybe the likeness, but we're definitely not that. And the reality is that God is not something that ever judged another human being down here. Because guess what? From the minute you get here, you're in the womb. It's a bloody tomb. Your parents are already adulterated. So don't give me your crap, okay? And all you priests and ministers can get together and you can all condemn me to hell if you want for this. But you're full of crap. You're full of crap. Your story's full of crap, and I don't care how far back you drag it from. 100,000 years ago, if you want, doesn't matter. You know, you're never going to get me to be angry at myself, hate myself, self-loathing. And I'm definitely, as long as they can do that, wherever your vibrational frequency is, that's the way you're going to drink and eat. That's right. You know, people that are, let me tell you, let me go back to this. So now we're going to have Halloween coming. We're preparing our children to become alcoholics. You think I'm kidding? What if our children were taught that sugar was a poison and they couldn't find it in the cupboards, they couldn't find it in the fridge? Mommy doesn't send them to the corner store. They don't go out for Halloween. They don't have a ice cream cake for their birthday. Okay? They're not lit up all the time, and then they get spanked and put to their room because they've got ADD. No, I'll tell you what it is. The parents have not much of a brain, okay, when it comes to thinking and drinking and eating right. There's no ADD. There's none of these disorders. How about my child is on the spectrum? People say that. And understand, this is because the bacteria in the child's bowel is totally messed. It's full of fungus. The child hardly goes to the bathroom. Okay, hey, you take a look at any child that's on the spectrum or even autistic, or any child that has a learning disorder, and you're going to find the good bacteria in their large intestine is messed. And that's because the large intestine is a compost. And when you've got people that eat the all-American diet, okay, is a riot. It destroys the body. How do you eat? Oh, I eat really good. Yeah, compared to the person sitting beside you, and you know nothing about eating right. So people can believe this or not, but I wrote what's called the Perfect Day Guide, and you get it free when you get a consult with us, which is $150, and it's lifetime support. Lifetime support. You need to get this. And if you don't like it, and you think you didn't get 10 times your money, then call up. You don't even have to call me. I want my money back. Dr. Wolf's wrong. Most people won't do that to us because guess what? We give lifetime support and our heart's into this thing. You've got to know how to love and care for yourself. And you don't. You can say you do. Do you know how many people come here that are doctors that go into my whole life coach course, chiropractors? 40 to 50% of them are regular people, but how many whole life coaches come and they just go and I blow their mind in the first day. Understand something. There's nothing like our whole life coach course. There's nothing like our non-surgical. You know, there's no technique that can take a fibroid down the size of a peach, okay, by 30% or more in 40 minutes. We can do that. You have to understand something. The world of natural health and definitely the medical system, you have to understand, this has been a strategy, okay, by these families for about 150,000 years. So the reality is their programming is so beautiful and we don't even know it. And you know what? Human beings are so beautiful and so caring, and they apologize way too much and they say sorry way too much. You know, they have humbled us down so much. You know what? I have no fear for God. I have no fear for anything that's going on in the world. Do you understand that? Okay? False evidence appearing real. I hope you get that. Now, here we go, guys. Do you know how many people are going to be sick? Boogers coming out of their nose, out of their vagina, out of their ears, out of their eyes, coughing up and hacking up, hairballs. Okay, because guess what? Your body's going to be making so much mucus trying to get rid of these viruses and all of the poison that you ate, drank, and thought. That's right. Your thinking causes this stuff. Okay? The invisible creates the physical. The psychological rules the biological. Okay? So the germ was actually your thought, and then you brought it to real. I'm going to show you something. Tomorrow, I'm going to have Terry Mullins. He's the inventor of infinite iodine and our infinite iodide, okay? And I'm going to have him on the show, and there's a good reason. That's the infinite iodide, and that's the infinite iodine, okay? Now, our iodine, infinite iodine and iodide are the only pure iodine and iodide in the world. Lugol's iodine is not pure. Nacean iodine is not pure. You take too much, you blow your thyroid. Just know that. I know what I'm talking about. I carry the best products on the planet. I make sure of it. And if you don't believe me, people that come up with the most beautiful, powerful, high frequency products, who do they go to? They come to me, okay, because they know I'm going to hold the line. I'm going to hold the bloody line, because at the end of the day, everybody can say what they want, but money is not our reason for doing this, whether you want to believe it or not. It's not my driver. It will never be my driver, because my driver is my creator. That's my driver. Now listen to this. You see this? Watch this. Now this is infinite iodine. You see, you should be seeing it come out right now. You see it coming out of this nebulizer? Well, guess what? If you want to give yourself a really great gift in your family, a stocking stuffer, go buy a nebulizer. You can find them, at the drugstore, online, Amazon. This is infinite iodine. Do you know how cost effective this is? Look at infinite iodine. You can take as much into the body as you want. It's non-toxic. Okay. We're coming out with a baby child infinite iodine. It'll be out in 6 weeks. Okay. And it's directly made for children. Now, this here, I could take my iodine liquid. You can put infinite iodine in your eyes and it will get rid of infection, inflammation. Okay. Help to heal your eyes. You can put it in your ears when you have tinnitus or ear infection. And it's all in my do-it-yourself guide, guys. Okay. And you spray it in your throat. And when you want to actually, okay, get your iodine. Now, who needs iodine? Every human being needs iodine every day. In 1974, they took the iodine out of foods. They replaced it with bromide. Okay, so now it blocks the iodine. I'll be on here tomorrow at 1 o'clock with Terry from who created our infinite iodine. And you can ask any questions that you want. But understand, we have the best in the world. Our cancer patients, breast cancer patients, and cancer patients will take up to 1.5 ounces a day. You can't do that with any iodine. You would blow your thyroid. And infinite iodine will neutralize a viral infection in 15 seconds when you spray it in the back of the throat. So I will be going through that tomorrow with him. I'm going to have somebody who has helped create our products on once a week. I'm going to start bringing them on so you get more information, more technical information than you would actually get from me. Okay. And he's got so much research that, he can prove all of this because he has to. Because if he didn't, the FDA and the Health Protection Branch would be all over him. Okay. So here, let me see here. Why do some trained practitioners charge 2 times or more for the vitamins? I paid huge, but looking at the store, I could have saved. Is this normal? And just asking. That's not true. That's not true. We might have some rogue practitioner charging more for their products. And if I know their name, I will nicely ask them why. But that's not true. We might have 1 or 2 out there. And remember something. We've got thousands of practitioners around the world. That's what I do. I travel around the world to create practitioners. And understand something, everyone. I just want to say this. Why don't you make your New Year's resolution? If you've always wanted to become the hero for your family, come take a whole life coach certification course or a Braveheart Circle. If you've always wanted to be a practitioner, you can start off as a patient and go all the way and get your doctorate of natural medicine with us or doctorate of indigenous medicine. And check us out at BHN University if you want to, but just know this, we're not going anywhere, and we mean business. And the reality is that we are the Braveheart heroes, and we are going to hold the line for every human being on this planet, and we will love every human being on this planet equally, and we will never take sides. We will never take sides because that's how you create a war, okay? All right. Let me see what else is here. I love both the infinite iodine and infinite iodine. Thank you. It would be nice to rock my bed, trying not to rock my world. Okay, whatever that means, all right? Okay. Can people be affected? I won't. I'll tell you this again. Somebody's asking it for the second time. Can people be affected by the spike protein shedding? I don't believe I can. And you might think that that's very arrogant of me or stupid, but like I said, I'm around so many people. They come to us, and they're, I hug them. I'm with them. But I can't be, and it's only because I do things like my critical care Thundershrooms, my MCT oil C60. I do my IGF 300,000. I do my Sinonian minerals. I do my black diamond in my drinking water. I do take my daily cleansing tea and black gold, and I do that every day. So, and I take curcumin cayenne 5000, which is the best thing for circulation. So the reality is perfect circulation gives you perfect health. Okay. And the reality is that, the biggest part of any vibration is not a nutraceutical. It's your mindset. Okay, it's your mindset. You need to get that. In between here lies the key. All your thoughts do not sit in your mind. They're not in your mind. They're out here. Okay, only the programs that they force fed us sit in here. And when people come to take my courses, whether it's if you come, I don't care what you're taught in, whether it's natural medicine or medical, and you're a body worker, we're going to dismantle most of the things that you've been taught, even if you're a body worker in our Wolf Non-Surgical. I mean, how many people out there that are body workers give a money-back guarantee on the first treatment that they'll do more in that treatment than all the other treatments combined, no matter what has happened? I don't care if it's a knee problem, ankle problem, hip problem, you're already booked for surgery. You go to surgery, we'll return your money. Because people, you have to understand something. You are the meal, okay? You are the meal that they eat, and they're eating people. It's called a harvest, okay? Your body can grow back cartilage, organs, tendons, ligaments, tissues. It's all about vibration. It's all about nutrition. But you go ahead and you believe anything you want. You dumb down the human body to as dumb as you want. And if you want to bring it back up as a high vibrational healer, people go, Dr. Wolf, what are you doing to yourself? You're looking younger and younger. What's going on? Well, guess what? I'm buying into my BS even more and more. Nothing goes in my mouth unless it's high vibrational. Only the best nutraceuticals, blender drinks. I do 2 quarts of fresh vegetable juice every day. I mean, guys, you know what? And then people go, oh, I couldn't afford it. I'm going to guarantee you something. Most of the people that come on here and say that they can't afford a healthy lifestyle, they've got addictions and they spend more money than I do. And that's the truth. That's the truth. I call BS. I call BS on all of you. When people go, oh, we can't come and take your Braveheart Circle. A woman says, I can't come and take your pelvic course and heal my pelvis. And that's only 3 days. Oh, I can't take your whole life coach certification to learn the most brilliant techniques. And I mean, they're not mine. I learn from everybody around the world, emotionally, nutritionally, physically, the best of the best. But people can't afford anything. Do you know why they can't afford anything? Because they've been programmed to, guess what, not love and care for themselves. Oh, they can afford other things all right, can't they? They can. They can afford other things. Why don't we just take a look at your habits? Let's take a look at what you do with your spare time. Let's see how you celebrate your life and where the money goes, okay? All right? And I'm going to tell you something right now. The higher vibrational that you eat, think, and drink, the more money you're going to make. I mean, if you believe that you can heal yourself, you're going to. If you believe that it's easy to make money, and if I just focus on my passion and purpose, I'm going to do there. But if you type of person that's been turned into a low vibrational human being where you're just out there, I just got to get a job. I just got to pay my bills. I just got to get enough food on the table. I can't afford the best. I never will be able to. You put this all out into the universe, and whether you believe this or not, yes, you can tell God loves you, yes. But guess what? God's going to give you what you put out there. So every one of you, with your poverty consciousness, okay, and with your I can't afford this and I can't afford that, you never will be able to afford it. And you know why? Because I know it, because I did this. I'm no different than anybody else. You think that I walked around and had unconditional love and care for myself 20 years ago, 25 years ago? I didn't. It took work. It was hard. I had to go against all the programming of my ancestors. Okay. And then I had to break away from my family, and you can ask my son, Dr. Sage Wolf. My family said, who are you trying to be, Jesus? Or who are you trying to be, Buddha? And they called me a whole bunch of other names too for a long time. Okay. But the reality is loving and caring for yourself is so important. And it is the golden key. And I'm going to tell you something. I had poverty consciousness for the first 15 years when I got into the health business. And I'd get up in the morning, leave for work at 5 in the morning, get home at 7:30 at night, have a young family, and I'd still be in debt and I'd be working my butt off. And then as soon as I started loving and caring for myself and know that I deserved everything, then I started making money easy. And I changed my vibration. I didn't change my tactic. I didn't lie. I brought up the quality of my work. I brought up the quality of our products. I brought up the quality of everything I do. If it's not upper shelf, I don't want it. And I just had a meeting and I said to my staff, we are going to do less, but we're going to give more. Okay. And we know there's a turn down of the financial system, but it's not going to affect us or infect us. And it doesn't matter. We're going to stay focused on delivering the information from training and teaching people how to love and care for themselves. And we're going to mind our business. Yeah, mind your business. That's where it starts. It starts with you. Let's see here if we have anything else. The most important thing that you should get out of this is love yourself anyway. Care for yourself anyway. Most of you actually, on a subconscious, so deep, it's deep in you. You couldn't totally love and care for yourself because there's that little program that's selfish. And you know what that means? The whole world says we're selfish when we start caring and loving for ourselves because the whole world says, be like us. Be like us. You need to conform to the norm. You need to follow the herd off to the butcher. And guess what? And the herd they'll be going, bah. They'll all be screaming at you if you try to break away from it. Because guess what? Let me tell you something. When I was younger, I either wanted someone to have another drink because I was going to, or I wanted them to have another toke because I was going to. And understand something, nobody can make me have another drink or another toke or eat something low vibrational. And understand, people are programmed to rot out. You are programmed to poison yourself, poison your family, and then rot out. And that's called disease. I am never going to have a disease. And you're going, oh, he's going to get his. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I got people coming on here going, you wait till God gets you. Okay, you wait till they get you. Okay, how does it feel to be scared of that which has unconditional love for us? How is it scared? How is it to be scared for those human doings down here that have no love for us, that feed on us? Okay, they feed on us. They feed on your family. They feed on your children. Welcome to Halloween, guys. Welcome to every time we have a celebration. That's right. Let's just hope that we don't celebrate too long. We'll be dead pretty fast or we'll be so sick. Wait till you see how many people are going to be sick. And we were going to do a Braveheart Circle in February. And I just said, for the first year, this year, we are not doing it. Every other year we could do it. I said, not this year. I said, people are buying into this war zone thing and everything else. Their minds are going to blow because as soon as you take someone's story and you make it yours, okay, you destroy yourself. You need to make your own story. Don't tell his story. Write your story. And let me tell you something right now. I said we can't do Braveheart courses. We have to do the Braveheart courses in March because by the time that February is over, it'll be like this. People are going to go, 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 go. January, they'll still be wound up. By about the 14th to the 21st of January, here comes the colds, the flus, the fevers, the diarrhea, the constipation, the pain, the tumor blows up. Yes, the cancer comes back, the heart disease, rush him to the hospital. He's having a heart attack. This is what's going to go down then. You think I'm kidding? Check it out. See if I'm wrong. Isn't it great? You can always just come back and tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. So then guess what? And then in February, the depression. And there is no depression. I'll tell you what there is. There's, ready for this? There's celebration, which rhymes with inflammation. So the celebration that you're going to do, but you don't know how to celebrate without the alcohol, without the sugar, without the pot, without the drugs, okay? You don't know how to do it. I'm not saying all of you out here, but the majority don't know how to do it. So guess what's going to happen? They are going to what? Well, they're going to create infection, which creates inflammation, which brings down their immune system, okay? And then depending on how much and how hard you go at trying to poison yourself, okay? Because guess what? You didn't have the personality. I need to drink when I dance. I'm not funny unless I drink. I'm not fun to be with unless I drink. Unless I drink, I have no confidence. You know, I need to do those drugs. That's how I get my confidence. When I do the toke, it helps to calm me down. But you can't be toking 3 or 4 times a day. You're going to burn yourself out. It's so hard on your liver. So the reality is this, don't worry about it. All of you addicted people, come this celebration time, you'll be able to just ramp it up. You can toke all you want. You can smoke all you want. You can drink all you want. You can eat all the cookies you want. And guess what? And then it's all going to work out because so is everybody else. And then there'll be no judgment. You couldn't get away with it any time of the year except for now. It's kickoff time. And then guess what? And then when you get sick, it'll be, oh, well, I went to work and I never did like Jim. Jim gave me the cold. He gave me the flu. No, you gave it to yourself, okay? All right, you gave it to yourself. Nobody can give you the flu. That's the biggest lie you've ever heard in your life. You know, the reality is this, just like this cat here, okay? It's time we woke up, okay? All right? It's time that we went from a pussycat to a lion, and we found our roar, we stood in our power, and we loved ourselves unconditionally. Let me see if you can do that for 1 hour. Okay? It's going to take practice. It's not going to happen overnight. You guys need to know this, okay? Here's the reality. I don't care what the situation is. All the way from constipation to cancer. In 6 weeks to 3 months, on a perfect day program, you're 95% symptom free. Okay, if you're looking for an overnight miracle, then stick with your drugs. Okay, and then if you're looking at, you have a chronic illness, autoimmune disease, you know, you should be looking at what? 9 months, okay, to 2 years. That's for a complete healing. But you'd have yourself out of the fire and be 95% symptom-free or more in 6 weeks to 3 months. Don't care what your condition is. But you're going to have to work on this. Because you know what? All right? You want to know something? Why don't you do something really great for yourself and give yourself a brand new personality this Christmas? How about that? Okay, go for a brand new personality because your personality created your reality. Your personality actually created all those landmines. Your personality created all those diseases. That personality created that poverty thinking. Okay, all right? So understand this. Give yourself a real gift and give yourself a new personality. What if you were to change 1% a day? In 100 days, we'd have something new, wouldn't we? You actually believe that the personality that you have, maybe you haven't sat down and rationalized it, but somewhere in there, most of you, you believe it was God-given. Oh, this is my personality. I came with this. No, you didn't. You came pure of spirit. And then you were adulterated by your beautiful parents. And then you were programmed in school. Okay, and from 0 to 7, you were in a theta state. Now you wake up. Time to wake up. Time to look for a new personality that loves you, that cares for you, that honors you, that respects you, that can make a decision for a higher choice, a higher vibration. That's my little thing to you. Oh, I can't wait for all these New Year's resolutions that last for a week. Let's just forget it. Somebody said to me, Dr. Wolf, when we do the whole life coach certification, were we doing a lot of meditations? Because I like to meditate a lot. And I said, no, we won't be doing a lot of meditations. Yeah, but I thought you had that in your course. I said, we do it, but it's rare. It might be a little treat or something, because I believe that meditations are not the key. I believe a walking meditation is what we need. Well, what is that, he says. I said, I'll tell you what it is. It's the only thing that I teach now. I don't teach meditation like I used to. And here's the thing. What if you could stay in the present moment and stay connected to your breath? What if every trauma story, you took it in as a cartoon? And you know what you're going to say? Oh my God, Daryl, you're so disrespectful. If something's happening out there in the world and the world's suffering, you need to suffer too. I'm telling you right now, okay, that you need to do this. You need to keep a slight smile on your face, connect to the Lionheart breath, 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out. You need to put your hand on your heart every time somebody comes up to you with a trauma bullshit story. And I'm saying it's a BS story that's kind of stinks because it just gets passed on, doesn't it? It starts off as a news item, okay? And understand something right now. Don't mind your business then. Don't do it. Yeah, that's right. Don't mind your business. And then guess what? Don't keep your vibration high, okay? And then get into the whole pain and sorrowful thing and the anger thing. And then find out if you're eating a salad, if you're juicing, if you're eating right, or you're drinking alcohol, or if you're toking, or you need prescription drugs, or you're going through a fast food place because you're not using your head. Tell you one thing, my love goes out to everyone, whether you want to love yourself or not. And I feel for you because you're setting yourself up for a whole lifetime of suffering. And I'm going to tell you something right now. 99% of the people around you are going to suffer for the rest of their life. They'll have good times, but mainly they'll be having a bumpy road because they believe that things are random. They're not random. We are human spirits. And guess what? Every image that you have, every word that you speak, every emotion you have, every thought carries a frequency, and it goes out to the greatness of this universe. And you are getting what you deserve. Because unless you want to bring your vibration up, unless you want to tell a different story, you're not going to give out a different frequency, are you? And you want to know something? Why don't you take a look at the people that mind their own business, the people that love this planet, and understand that from the beginning of this planet, there has always been psychopaths that run it, and that these psychopaths will create wars, and they will continue to, and they will continue to create infectious diseases, but the infectious disease is only a belief. I will not be infected, and I not will be affected by anybody's story but my own. I will connect to my Creator, and my Creator is not your Creator because we all have a different vision. At one time, my life was a struggle when I believed that God did not love me or care for me, or that God was judging me. And I never knew if I was going to hell or heaven. And then I just decided I will make heaven on earth every given moment of my life. And I will not go for the BS that if I suffer today, I'll have a better tomorrow. And this is what I teach. And it may not fill up your cup, but it's not meant to. I'm probably 1 out of 10,000 people will buy into what I had to say today. And the reality is that a lot of them will be so scared that if they actually did love and appreciate themselves, they'll probably go to hell, okay? And the reality is this, my heart's with you anyway. Trick or treat. We have been tricked from the beginning of time, and many people were tricked with the stories that they've been dragging for centuries, and that's that. All you need to do is one thing. Practice on yourself unconditional love. See if you can have that for everybody else, and find out how sick you are, how much energy you have, and how much you enjoy your life. And guess what? If you actually believe that loving your family is suffering for your family, loving the world is suffering for the world, my heart goes out to you. Have a beautiful day. God bless.